Bukola Oke is a medical doctor and a lecturer in the Department of Biological Sciences at Yaba College of Technology, Yabatech. She also holds a degree in public health with a strong interest in health education, disease prevention, and population based healthcare approaches. She is passionate about research and teaching, particularly in improving health outcomes through evidence based practice, community engagement, and innovation in health care delivery. Her work brings clinical medicine, public health, and education with a focus on building healthier communities and empowering the next generation of scientists and healthcare professionals.
It's so much more than the body. From what I listed here, it has it affects mental health. It affects like a family that has the cancer, the finances. It affects their confidence. It affects their relationships and everyday quality of life. So, I'm someone that works in health, right? One thing that has become very clear, like, okay, this person has cancer. It's not about it. I love this topic so much. The people, it goes beyond cancer being just a disease or an illness. It is not just that. It becomes a family experience. It can even migrate to becoming a community experience. So academically, we know that cancer, the burden of cancer is increasing world. Emotionally, what that means is more families are facing they're facing difficult conversations right now. Like, the doctor is telling them, oh, so person is having has been diagnosed of cancer, whatever kind of cancer that person has, right? And then they go ahead to have difficult conversations, right? More people facing fear and more communities are needing support. Okay, so in many communities, there is fear, there's this myth and stigma where there is misinformation that delay people from seeking help. So we're still talking about the people. So we have gotten to the point where we're now talking about the importance of awareness and support system. So many communities, there is this fear, there is this stigma, there is this like they don't have proper information, and this delay them from seeking the appropriate help they need. Some people believe that cancer is always a death sentence. That woman has cancer, that's just the end of her life. That man has cancer, that's the end. Some are afraid of what the society will say, like societal judgment. Some people, they just completely avoid screening because there's this saying that what I don't know cannot kill me. I'll be like, before I knew my status, I was doing okay, I was fine. But immediately they found out about their status, that's when they started, their weight started to decrease, they are deteriorating. So all of these things, kind of shows how important awareness and support system is. But awareness is not just educating people. Awareness is empowerment. I always say that every time. Awareness is not just education, it is empowerment. In that, from what we see clinically, and even if you detect this thing early, like early detection significantly improves treatment outcomes. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like early detection, if you know your status, what is going on, the changes in your body, and you identify that, okay, this is what is happening, you will see that there's significant improvements in treatment, and then people will survive. There's increase in survival rate. Is somebody saying something? Sorry, are we together? All right. So many people come in with late presentations. They come in with how do we put it now, they later, when it's now so bad, that's how we In fact, very healthy person and still has it. And so that is why detection methods have improved significantly. So now, today we have screening programs. Today we have advanced imaging, laboratory diagnostics, molecular and genetics testing. So it is very important that when you go for the greatest and the strongest weapon, in my opinion, for against cancer is early screening. I keep saying it, early screening, because when you detect it early, that usually means that you don't have to go through aggressive treatments, you have better survival outcomes, you have better quality of life, right? And also treatment has evolved over the years significantly. So let's go to modern cancer care uses a multi, like, now, because now we're now talking about the treatment. We've talked about the people, the science behind it, and then we want to talk about the treatment. So modern cancer care uses a multi disciplinary approach, including we have surgery. So when you go for surgery, they remove the tumors. Then we also have chemotherapy. So chemotherapy is basically, how do I put it, just targeting rapidly dividing cells. Like I said, that those cells are not following the normal instruction. So as chemotherapy just targets those cells, these ones are dividing, let us attack it. Radiotherapy, on the other hand, uses radiation to destroy cancer cells. So those are the modern cancer care that we have. Then we also have targeted therapy. That's like attacking specific molecular targets. Then there is one now that I love so much, and that is immunotherapy. That is, you are strengthening the person's immune system. Now this immune system is giving power to fight cancer on its own. So treatment today is becoming more personalized. So now we have this person, there's this thing they call person-centered treatment. So now, maybe let me not just be speaking medical jargons. Let's say if somebody comes in presenting with breast cancer, for example. Now, breast cancer, there are different morphological, there are different things that are particular to that particular patient. Now there's this way that there is a particular way they can give treatment to this person based on our presentation. Do we get me? So, and this leads us to the future of cancer care. So now, the third part of my topic is the future of cancer care. And the future of cancer care is moving towards personalization, there's precision and prevention. So, as someone who follows healthcare advancements and research trends, I have seen, and it is encouraging to see how rapidly innovation is improving outcomes. So, personalized medicine is becoming more common. I already said that treatment is now increasingly tailored to an individual patient's tumor biology. Okay, your genetic profile, what is it? How can we really help you as per an individual? Then immunotherapy. This one is transforming outcomes for cancer. So I mentioned early screening, personalized medicine, and then another thing is immunotherapy. So instead of only attacking cancer cells directly, like the way they do chemotherapy and radiotherapy, immunotherapy is different in that this one is, we are training the body's immune system to recognize cancer cells and don't just sleep on it, you fight them aggressively. And then we have artificial intelligence. That one is also improving early detection. AI can help analyze imaging and clinical data faster and sometimes even more accurately than humans. So we have screening technologies are improving globally. Early detection tools are becoming more sensitive and more accessible. And from everything that we see now, survival rates are improving, especially, let's take notes, especially when cancer is detected early. So globally, cancer is gradually shifting from something people are afraid of as a death sentence to something many people can survive or they can manage or live with, especially with early diagnosis and access to care. So in conclusion, the future of cancer care is not only built in laboratories, it is built in conversations like this one that we're having this evening, that SIO Global has provided the platform for. It is built when someone decides to go for screening early, right? So that is the future of cancer care. It's not just something that they are building in the laboratories. It is in this awareness conversation. When you decide to go for screening early, it is built when communities choose awareness over fear. Thank you, everybody. That's all.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for the enlightening presentation, Ma. Okay, so now we will please, if we'll before we move on to the next section, please, if you have any question, do where to drop in the chat box. Thank you. So I will move on to the panel section now. Miss Kafilat, you can continue, Ma.
Okay, yes. Good evening, everyone. Yes, we are talking about inclusive cancer care, what it really means in clear terms. In clear terms, it means that making sure that everyone gets cancer prevention, testing, treatment, and support, no matter their income, location, gender, disability, educational level, or societal status. And from this, we should know that being inclusive, it means that everyone, no matter the person's status, gets treatment and all the necessary information that is needed in caring for cancer. For low resource communities, it especially means removing the barriers that stops people from getting care on time. So with this, we should know that it means getting or taking cancer care to the lowest of the low in our society. And what are the cancer burden that we have? We have breast cancer, which is most common among women. We have cervical cancer. It is highly preventable, but it's still common. Then we have prostate cancer in men. We have many cases of undiagnosed cancers, and rural communities experience lower survival rates. So that is the burden of cancer that we have. Then what are the prevention and early detection? What are the prevention method and early detection method that we can actually use in inclusive method? We should have a free or subsidized cervical cancer screening centers in our local communities. Then we should have a breast self-examination awareness. It should be taken to the rural community, and it should be disseminated in local languages such that everyone will get to know what is and what is not. Then we should have a clinical breast examination at our public health centers. In Nigeria now, we have public health centers situated in rural communities. This test for cancer, especially the breast examination, should be made available. Then the HPV vaccination should be made available for girls, just like the one we just had 3 or 2 weeks back around here in Lagos, and I think it's across Nigeria too. Then prostate health awareness for men should be well given to people such that they would know what are the causes and what will prevent them from having prostate cancer. Then the stakeholders too should be well aware of their responsibilities. The federal and state ministries of health, their stakeholders, primary health care development agencies, their stakeholders too, NGOs, just like this Sahel and this type of discussion we are having now. NGOs and international partners should come together. The religious and traditional leaders too should come together. I know of one that is taking place somewhere in Lagos. Religious people come together to give awareness and to give a free testing or at a subsidized rate to their people. Then community health workers too should come on board. Then we have the media, especially the rural radio programs. The rural radio programs, they are very important people. That should be our slogan. No Nigeria should die from a treatable and preventable cancer because of where they live. Thank you. Moderator.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll be moving to the next question. Please, if you have any question, please kindly drop in the chat box. Thank you. So the second question is, which is also the last question as well, is how can families, schools, and communities support the next generation of women in science?
Yes. Supporting the next generation of women in sciences. Thank you, moderator. Is a way of empowering girls to pursue careers in science, which is essential for innovation, economic growth, community development, and community development. In doing this, families, schools, and communities all play important roles in encouraging and supporting young women in science. Yes, families, communities, and schools, they all play important roles. What are the roles of the family? As a family, we should encourage curiosity and problem-solving skill from an early stage in our children. We can get toys that has to do with science motivation. We should also provide equal educational opportunities for our girls and boys. Not that we should avoid stereotyping. This course is for girls. This course is for boys. No, it shouldn't be done. We should encourage our girls to also go for sciences right from home. Then we should celebrate achievement. When our children brings their results home, we should always check or lay more emphasis on their mathematics and science fields too. We should lay more emphasis on that. With this, we'll support the girls, we'll increase their motivation in going for sciences. They have that curiosity in learning sciences. Then we should have other emotional support that should be given to girls from the family. For the schools, they should create an all-inclusive classrooms whereby girls actively participate in science activities. Not that, no, this one, no, only girls can do this, only boys can do this. Girls, you can't do this, it's too hard for you, it's too this, it's too that. We should avoid that. Then the schools should provide hands-on learning through experiments, science fairs, and projects. The girls should be given projects. We shouldn't limit them that only boys can go for engineering courses, only boys can do electrical things. We should introduce the girls to it too. If they have the interest in it, they can also go for it. Then we should offer mentorship program for girls. We should also, in schools, they should also have something like active or successful women in sciences, bringing them in to have talks with the girls in the school. It will also increase their motivation. Then we should have a mentoring programs in STEM. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields. We should have mentorship program on that. We should encourage our girls to take leadership roles in science clubs and competitions too. Then for the community should promote equal education for girls especially girls. Yes. Then they should provide scholarships and financial support for girls in STEM too. And communities should provide libraries, ICT centers, and innovation hubs for girls. And with this, libraries should not be situated in places that is isolated. That is a way of discouraging girls, because if the libraries are situated in isolated places, a parent might not want to allow a girl, his or a girl child, to go there, that because of the insecurity around the country. It should be in a place that is easily accessible to girls. They can even have sections where girls can actively participate. To celebrate successful science women that the science career in the community. It will increase the motivation level of the girls to go into sciences. Then the community should advocate policies that support girls' education and career. Stigmatization or gender stereotyping among boys and girls in the communities. And with this, I believe girls can also go into research programs and be better people in life through sciences. So I believe this can achieve it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. I really love your answers to all these questions. They are practical answers, and then it's not far fetched. These are answers we can all relate to. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you
You're
so much, Ma.
welcome.
And so now we'll be moving to the second speaker. We're moving to the second speaker, person of Dr. Abdulatif Adam Mumaino Mujahada. So sorry if I did not pronounce that right. I'm so sorry. She is a distinguished medical professional and a microbiologist who works it at the in at the in sorry who works it at the intersection of science, research, and innovative healthcare delivery with a strong academic and professional foundation. She has consistently demonstrated excellence in both Western medical education and Arabic scholarship. She holds a bachelor degree in microbiology, first class honor, from the University of Ilorin, and further advanced her medical the University of Ilorin, solidifying clinical expertise. In outstanding academic accomplishments, she is a recipient of the Quara Class of Honor Award, which was presented by Dr. Bukola Saraki. Beyond her clinical and academic pursuits, Dr. Mutmainer is a skilled content writer and an innovative thinker, passionate researcher dedicated to advancing knowledge, improving healthcare outcome, and leveraging digital tools for early cancer detection. Kindly join me in welcoming Dr. Abdulatif. You're welcome on board, ma.
Hello, good
She's not
evening.
here. Good evening. Good evening, ma.
This is Dr. Ablative on the line.
All right, ma. Welcome, ma.
Okay, thank you, ma. Please, can I share my screen?
Yes, ma, you can.
Okay. So, I'm to present on the use of digital tools for early cancer detection. So, good evening, everyone. Thanks to the moderator, the organizer of the program, and the first presenter. In fact, I really enjoyed your lecture. So, please, can you hear me?
Yes, ma, we can hear
Can
you,
you
ma.
hear me? And can you see my screen? Okay. So, we all know we are in the era of digital tools. So digital tools are software application or platform and even online resources that facilitates individual businesses or tasks. So they hasten the tasks and they assist us with our day-to-day activities. I know that we wear on the skin. So they help us to detect changes in the skin color or stuff over the time to say, oh, if there is determine if there is a possibility something like brass, so that people put on. So and monitor the breast over time. So to detect if there is possibility of having cancer or not. So these are the advance in technology. This is the advance in technology that help in the diagnosis of cancer nowadays. So okay. So the use of AI. Hello, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, 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 we can hear you.
Okay. So this AI, so far so good. They are like it is very good. It is very good because it assists the clinician in achieving diagnosis and to know if there is possibility of having cancer and if there is cancer to know if the cancer is form that that if when treated one will achieve a good outcome or the cancer is a form that even if you treat it is already malignant and it has metastasized to different parts of the body. Like it is also not possible to achieve a cure because there are some cancers that are curable and some are not curable. Like my colleague already said that early detection is the key. So there are different advantages for using these artificial digital tools in early detection of cancer. First, eye accuracy. They are very accurate and precise. You know, it is a machine. So what a human can miss, maybe through human errors as a result of fatigue or stress or other things, inter observer variability. Maybe someone can come, a radiologist can come. Radiologist is someone that assess image and conclude on the fact that, oh, this is from this picture, this is what is happening. It is likely this person is having cancer. It is likely this person is having this person is having that. So they are specially trained on that. So if a radiologist comes, oh, this one is this type of cancer A, the other one can come, oh, this is cancer B. But with AI, it will give a direct and spot name to the form of cancer. This is the cancer. So it reduces inter-observer variability and it is very accurate and precise. So, for example, talk about there is one of these AI-powered imaging, the Chief Clinical Histopathology Imaging Evaluation Foundation. This one is developed in Harvard. Is developed in Harvard to analyze digital tumor slides. So there are slides that when this AI see the images, it analyzes it. So it is very, very precise. Even it has up to 80%, 80 to 90% accuracy. So the one developed by Harvard. So they are usually very accurate and very precise. We have different ones. The ones they use to analyze. We have e-nosis. E-nosis, they are electronic devices too. They are sensors in the breath. So it's help to detect if there is cancerous cell or not. So they usually act by the cells. So there are e-nosis too. They are also very precise and accurate. So, and we now talk about the fact that it detects cancer early. So very, very small cancer can be detected early. So, and it helps in saving life within minutes. So that means it's actually improves survival rate. So because we are able to detect the cancer, the type of cancer, so it reduces unnecessary tests. Okay, like some tests that can be invasive. When I say invasive, that means like passing through human being to take sample of maybe tissues, to take sample and check under the microscope. So some tests that can be invasive. This AI, once it has give us, okay, this is type of cancer it is, we may not necessarily go into the we may not they can give a specific treatment for that specific human. Please, are you following?
Yes, ma.
Hello.
We have. Yes, ma. We
Okay.
have.
So okay, and it also helps to triage. When we have like hundred of slides now, hundred of pictures of slides showing okay, hundred of pictures taken in people that we suspect cancer. So we now say, please kindly help me select which cancer is more dangerous, which one need immediate attention. That is what we call triage. So it helps us triage the one that needs immediate attention so that the specialist care can be rendered immediately for the person and to help save life. And it's also used in monitoring. Some people incorporate the AI devices into their bra, so and they go along with their day-to-day lives. So it monitors the breast and the tissue and assess the density. It assess if there is any problem and give signal to say, oh, this go and seek medical attention. This is likely happening. This is likely happening. So the AI in fact, it has contributed a lot to medicine, even not only radiology aspects, but the aspect of radiology is actually very, very interesting. So it is cost effective. When I say cost effective, people can be like, oh, is it that this AI, is it that it is not expensive, or is it that it is easy? No, 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 it's not like that. It is very, very expensive, which is a disadvantage. But in the long run, it is cost effective, not in the short term. I'm talking about the long run. Because once you have it now, you can use it for years. So it saves the cost of doing different tests. The cost that one will have done, okay, let's cut this tissue, let's do this, let's do that, let's do CT scan, let's do MRI. So it saves cost in the long run. I'm not talking about the short term. So it is actually very, very cost effective. So now to the disadvantages of AI. So as sweet as the advantage is, we may think, AI is everything about medicine. In fact, we don't need a radiologist. In fact, we can achieve anything we want to diagnose a patient just with AI. So it is not like that because it is still a machine. It is still using artificial intelligence. It is not like human. Human brain is the most complex ever, and it is also human that developed this AI. So that shows the superiority of human over artificial intelligence. So the disadvantage is that there can be high false positive. What I mean by false positive means that okay, you say, oh, this is cancer, this is cancer. The AI will say, oh, I've seen this is cancer. Meanwhile, in the true sense, in the actual sense, it is not cancer. It is not cancer. So it is not cancer. That means it is giving a false impression of what it is not there, or it can overdiagnose a situation. Seeing a very, very small a very, very small cell, as my colleague already said, that cancer is when a cell multiplies rapidly. So when it just sees something multiplying at a very slow rate, that the stuff cannot even cause harm to human. It can say, oh, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is cancer. You have to take care of this. You have to act fast. You have to things like that. So it can tend to overdiagnose, it overreact to give impression of what is not there as a result of its accuracy and precision. So it can give impression of, oh, this is not there. So let's act faster. Let's do this. Let's do that. And the real sense is not that. So it takes human brain, it takes the brain of human to assess and okay, give the actual what is actually happening, and to say, oh, this is benign, this is not malignant, this is just mild, this is not something that will run helter skelter for. So another thing is a black box. What I mean by black box is you say, this is what is happening. AI will say, this is what is happening. But explain the reason, explain how it happened. It won't give explanation. So that is why most clinicians are just like, they are skeptical about accepting it. Oh, why will I take this your diagnosis? Why are you not giving me clinical evidence? You can't give clinical evidence to support it that, oh, this is but I don't know if I'm using medical terms too much, but I'm trying as much as possible to explain in a layman term. So what I mean by diagnosis is that okay, this is your illness, this is the nature of your illness. So the clinician can be skeptical about accepting. So why will you tell me this is the nature of my illness without explaining the scientific concept, without explaining how you come about it? I don't know if it may not not be harmful, it will just okay, nothing. So and it will now lead to false negative impression. So the false negativity is that it will say it is negative. When in the heart is negative, that means that cancer is not there. When in the actual sense, cancer is there. So it will delay care for the patient and will cause unnecessary harm to the patient. So another thing is data bias. All these artificial intelligence, they are developed in the advanced world, not in this our country that we are still working at a baby pace. So for someone that tested an app on someone with light skin, okay, they tested the wristwatch on someone with light skin to determine if the person has the possibility of having a type of cancer. For example, melanoma is a type of cancer on the skin. So they now attach the watch to the person to monitor the color changes of that particular of a particular spot on the skin, to monitor the color changes over time to know if the person is having cancer or not. The person is light skinned, so you can't compare the outcome that will be obtained in that person to someone with a dark skin. So and because the environment where it is tested and the population where it is tested, it is tested in vast. So there can actually be bias in the data that will be generated. So it could quickly detect melanoma for a black person, because a black person is dark skinned. So melanoma is a cancer that tends towards the darker side. So it would quickly give impression of, oh, this person is having melanoma, compared to a light person. I don't know if I'm communicating. Please, are you with me? So another thing is the high cost. Hello.
We are with you. We are with you.
Okay. So another thing is the high cost. Okay, okay, no problem. Thank you. So another thing is high cost. Imagine in Africa that we cannot even obtain antivenom because of the cost of serving antivenom, the cost of maintaining and all that. So is it now I can't say in the whole of Africa, let me say Nigeria specifically, because there are some certain part of Africa that are developed. So is it now there that we now say, oh, is AI powered stuff that I want to be using to develop cancer? It will be as if we are misplacing priority. So the high cost for Nigeria will also is the fact that even have high cost, that the cost is very expensive, will also limit the use in this our country, and the accessibility issues. How many people do we know how to use this AI? So how accessible is it if this machine run fault? So another thing is if this machine is faulty, how accessible is the repair? So that's a problem. That's the limiting factor to especially in this part of the country. So another thing is the erosion of human bias. For example, normally human being want to think, oh, let me think, is it this, is it that? But once you see a machine doing everything, one will just be dormant, and human might just feel like relaxing and not allowing the brain to do the work it's supposed to do. So it just erode human intelligence little by little without knowing, except if one is proactive about combining one's intelligence with what the AI gives as diagnosis. So though despite the fact that the advantage is that it helps us to reduce the workload, because the workload is much in clinical practice. So majority of people in clinical practice can attest to it. So it reduces the workload because it just tells the nature of people's illness within minutes. Unlike when it can even take days or even weeks for human to carry out tests on series of samples taken from the body to know if it has cancer or not. So because of this, and because it has taken over the work from human, and it is faster and it's accurate, so human may tend to just be redundant and not do what is needful, which is a disadvantage of AI. Another thing is data security and cyber attack. When someone attack it now, he will just be malfunctioning. It can call a spade human being. Go say, oh, it won't call a spade. It will say this spade is human being, this human is a spade. It will malfunctioning, and it will now lead to misdiagnosis. Misdiagnosis, that means giving inappropriate diagnosis, inappropriate name platform. Different platform is good for human because it assists in day-to-day activities and reduce unnecessary work pressure, unnecessary investigation, and in the long run, it is cost effective. So I recommend the need to harmonize the human intelligence together with artificial intelligence to achieve a successful outcome in detecting cancer early and for the betterment of human health and for a better prognostic outcome. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you
Am
so
I
much, Ma,
communicating?
for yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ma, for the presentation, Ma. Now we'll be moving on to the question and answer section. Please, if you have any question, kindly indicate or drop it in the chat box. So I have a question. Ma, you're still sharing your screen. Oh, all right. Thank you, ma. So I have a question.
Okay.
And my question is
So I'm done.
while the first speaker was presenting, can we all hear me?
Yes, we can. You said I'm still sharing my screen.
Yes. All right. Thank you. So while the
Keep
first speaker,
sharing.
Dr. Oke, was presenting, she mentioned some modern cancer care. So my question now is which of these care is like most effective and easily accessible to community with low resources?
Which of what?
Hello, ma,
I
can you
can't
hear
hear
me?
you well.
Okay, ma, I will repeat the question now. I said that while Dr. Oke was presenting, he mentioned some modern cancer care. So my question now is out of all these cancer care, which one is more effective? I know like all effective, but which one is more effective and easily accessible to community with low resources? That's my question now. Dr. Oke, ma, the question is directed to you, ma.
Is Dr. Okay in? Is she there?
Yes, ma, she is.
Okay. I hope she's not muted. Maybe she can't hear you. Please, let's. I don't think she can hear you.
Sorry, I'm here. I'm
Okay,
trying to
okay.
unmute my mic. So my
Oh,
phone is
okay.
angry. So you said that what is the most effective? Do you know? We cannot say there is a most effective cancer treatment care. Like but then the one like just while I was talking, I think I mentioned that there is one now that I personally love so much that I believe is the most effective, and that is the immunotherapy, where that one is targeted not at the rapidly developing cells like cancer cells, but then it is building the body's immune system to recognize these cancer cells. You understand what I'm saying? And not just that, to attack it immediately. So now the body has become a fighting mechanism. It has become that, oh, I'm seeing this thing. This is against the normal routine of the cell, division and all that. And then it's fighting it. And this can only happen, like I said before, immunotherapy can only be effective. That's why I said there is no most effective cancer care, because in our society today, people do not even they don't detect the cancer early. So the only way immunotherapy or any other one can be effective in quotes is when there is early detection. Like they know fast that this thing I have it. So before it start progressing, stage one, stage two, and then it becomes terminal, you cannot tell me that at a terminal stage, immunotherapy is going to work. That's not possible. Do you understand what I'm saying? So early detection is what will make, like, okay, you get screening early. That is when immunotherapy would even work, because then they can begin to give you those things that will build your immune system faster to attack cancer cells. I hope you understand what I'm saying, ma. Hello, can you hear me, ma? Oh,
Yes, ma, I
okay.
can. I can hear you, doctor.
So yeah, that's it.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, ma. speakers. And also, we encourage everyone to take practical steps towards early detection. We should ensure that we go for checkup at any point we notice anything in our body. We should not wait. We should ensure that we go for check-ins. And so we'll be having our closing remark from Dr. Rukoya.
Um,
Dr. Rukoya,
Hello everyone.
no.
Good evening. It's a pleasure having you all here, and we appreciate you for attending our global webinar. And I know that we must have picked one or two things, and we have learned a lot. And I'm sure this webinar must have exposed us to a lot of things that we've not heard or learned about before. So my closing remark is that we should all, I mean, take it home and put it into implementations, and let us all create awareness where needed, and let people know, about what they need to do on time, or where they need to get treatment and all. So thank you very much, and God bless. And I'm also using this moment to appreciate our guest speakers in person of Dr. Oke. Thank you very much for honoring this call. Then our second speaker, Dr. Lawal. Am I right? So thank you, Maimuna. Thank you very much for honoring this call. And
Dr. Abdulatif, we tried, we
okay,
tried.
okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Abdul Latif. Yeah,
No problem.
yeah. Thank you very
Yes.
much for honoring. Mariam, open the door. And thank you also for our
Yeah,
panelists in
welcome.
person of Mrs. Bade Geshin. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Thank you. So do have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. So, our moderator, you have the floor. Thank you very much.
All right, ma. Thank you very much, ma. So before we all go, we have an announcement. So we have an upcoming training coming up in April, and is on the training is on data analyst. More information will be dropped in the WhatsApp group, and also certificates for attending today's webinar is available as well too. It's paid, is available, so you can drop your information in the chat box or before the end of the meeting, or you drop it in our WhatsApp group for guidance on how to obtain the certificate. So let's take a selfie. Please, we can all switch our camera so we can take a selfie. Please, let's take a selfie. Let's switch our cameras. All right, thank you. Bye.
So thank you, everyone. You can leave the call. Thank you.